Auraxians, SnooPSton here, and today I'm going to be talking about my Aggressor build for the Heavy Assault class. So, first things first, I will say that these are my opinions on the class, and the builds fit my playstyle, so they may not be to everyone's taste. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the utility slot. Now for me, I use restoration kits over medical kits. The medical kit's total cert cost is cheaper, but I just prefer the overtime health regen of the restoration kits. So rank 1 of the resto kits, which allows you to carry 1 kit, equals 30 certs. Rank 2 equals 100 certs and allows you to carry 2 kits. Rank 3 is 200 certs and allows you to carry 3 kits. And rank 4 is 500, which allows you to carry 4 kits, which sums up to a grand total of 830 certs. The reason I use resto kits over medical, like I said before, is just mainly due to preference. I prefer the overtime healing to the insta healing. You can take a bullet while you're regenning with resto kits, and you'll keep regenning after that because they regen for a certain period of time. So now we're going to get into the real meaty part of the guide, which is the overshield. The reason a heavy is a heavy. Another useful piece of information for people trying out my build or any other heavy build is that overshields all have a 25% movement speed penalty for activating the shield and while the shield is active. Now, my build is aggressive, that's why I call it the Aggressor, so I prefer to use the Adrenaline Shield. There is another option, the Resist Shield. There's also the Nanite Mesh Generator, but I'm not going to discuss that. The main reason is because I don't have any experience with it. I prefer the Adrenaline Shield myself because it supplements my aggressive playstyle. So without further ado, we'll get into some of the cert costs of it and some of the benefits to running it. We'll also discuss the Resist Shield as well, but we'll do the Adrenaline first. So, for the Adrenaline Shield, rank 1 costs 150 certs, and 1 enemy kill gives 4.5% recharge of the shield's total energy. That means that with 3.33 kills per minute, the shield will regen faster than the fully certed Nanite Mesh Generator. For rank 2, it costs 200 certs, and 1 kill gives 6% of recharge of the shield's total energy, which would mean 2.5 kills per minute would regen faster than the Nanite Mesh. Rank 3 costs 400 certs, and gives 10% recharge of the shield's total energy, meaning that 1.5 kills per minute would regen faster than the Nanite Mesh Generator. Rank 4 costs 500 certs and gives 15% recharge per kill, which would mean that 1 kill per minute would allow it to regen faster than the Nanite Mesh Generator. And finally, for rank 5, it costs 1,000 certs and it gives 20% recharge of the shield's total energy, which would mean that you would need 0.75 kills per minute to regen faster than the Nanite Mesh Generator. Now, that comes to a cert total of 2,250 certs. Now, the reason I use the Adrenaline Shield over the Resist Shield is just because I like the ability of recharging my shield per enemy killed. Actually, when you actually look at the numbers of this, with Nano Weave 5, Adrenaline Shield gives 1,750 HP, whereas Resist Shield gives 1,812. So you actually get a higher health pool with the Resist Shield, but Adrenaline is only 62.5 HP less, and for me, that's not even 1 bullet. I can understand the circumstances where it can be helpful, but for me personally, Adrenaline Shield is the way to go. So next we will talk about the resist shield. So, onto the resist shield. Now, with the resist shield it works slightly differently to the other two in that it has a 45% flat damage reduction for a set period of time, rather than damage draining the shield's energy. So, when you buy rank 1, which costs 50 certs, you get a 6-second duration on the shield. When you buy rank 2 for 100 certs, you get a 7-second duration on the shield. When you buy rank 3 for 150 certs, you get an 8-second duration on the shield. When you buy rank 4 for 200 certs, you get a 9-second duration on the shield. And when you buy the final rank for 500 certs, you get a 10-second duration on the shield. Now, fully certed, the resist shield will only cost you 1000 certs, which is very, very cheap for arguably the most competitive shield in the game. The reason I personally don't use resist is because I like to be a bit more aggressive. I understand that resist gives you a bigger health pool, but I like the ability to rack up kills and recharge my shield. So if you're not earning certs quite as quickly, you don't run XP boosts or any other reasons than that, the resist shield might be for you. But really, you need to look into what fits your playstyle the most. Personally, resist shield is not the shield for me. The next part we're going to cover in the guide is the suit slot. I personally think there's only really one option for this, and that is nano weave armor. So we will discuss that now with the ranks and the cert costs. So firstly, I'd like to say that the heavy assault's default health and shield amounts is 500 of each. So that's 500 HP, 500 shield. So with rank 1 of nano weave, which costs 1 cert, you will get an extra 100 HP on top of the default 500. With rank 2, it costs 10 certs, and the extra amount of HP is 125. Rank 3 is 50 certs, and the HP is 150. Rank 4 is 150 certs, and the extra amount of HP is 200. And rank 5 is 1000 certs, with the extra amount of HP added 250. The cert total for the nano weave rank 5 is 1211 certs. Now, you want to increase your health pool as a heavy, so nano weave really is a no-brainer in this slot. The amount of times the extra 250 HP saved me from that last bullet, I can't count. So yeah, really, nano weave, the best choice for the suit slot by far. So, on to the final part of the guide. In this we're going to tot up the cert amounts for the different setups, one with adrenaline shield, one with resist shield. But before that, we're going to talk about what you would have in your grenade slot. Now for me, I would run the concussion grenade always. Anti-vehicle grenade has proven to be ineffective. I mean, the idea of throwing a grenade at a vehicle is a relatively stupid one to me, but concussion is great for storming rooms. I just wish that Sony would add a hit marker on that already, but that's for another video. So, the concussion grenade costs 200, and that obviously adds 200 onto the cert total for the builds. So, the cert total with adrenaline shield is 4,491 certs, and that covers everything that I've discussed in the video. For the cert total with the resist shield is 3,241 certs, which is a saving of 1,250 over the adrenaline shield. Now, I understand that people have different play styles, so the difference between adrenaline and resist comes down to your play style, and you really need to think carefully which one works best for you. Personally, for me, adrenaline shield works best, but different strokes for different folks. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about weapons. Now, I don't want to go too in-depth about weapons in the guide. I just want to give people a brief outline of what I use when using the build. And, you know, that again, this is about preference. I mean, there's going to be people that want to use SMGs. There's going to be people that want to use pump and auto shotguns. I'd also just like to talk a little bit about the rocket launchers. Now, being that this is from a TR perspective, I can't really comment on the other factions' rocket launchers, but for me personally, I used to use the Striker, but for this build, the Striker doesn't really fit the playstyle, so I just use the default ML7. It can be great for if a Max tries to run at you, or if you premeditatedly want to kill Max, you can just pull out your rocket launcher and plow right through him. I started with the T9 Carve, the default LMG for TR, and I put the HV scope on it and the forward grip. I've always used the Carve in close range anyway. They nerfed it a lot back in the day. It used to be great everywhere, but it seems really strong in close range. You've got a 100-round magazine. You'll see in the footage, there's some Carve footage where I do quite well. After you've Auraxian'd the Carve before I moved on, and then I moved on to the MSWR and the TMG50. The MSW is great in CQC, and the TMG is great at medium to long range, although the MSW doesn't really cross over into range. The TMG is more than acceptable at close range, and don't let anybody tell you it isn't. You'll see from the video footage in the background that I use the different weapons, but I play them all in the same way. So, to sum up about my heavy assault guide, it's all about your playstyle really. I call it the Aggressor because I like to get in the enemy's faces. I run the rocket launcher as opposed to a Striker just for that max killing power. I prefer to decimate enemies at close range with the Adrenaline Shield. That allows me to continue fighting for longer than I normally would. So the main thing really is just to have fun. Experiment with what's right for you. But use this guide as a rough outline and to get some information on the abilities if you didn't know about them already. If you enjoyed the video, found it informative, entertaining or helpful, please consider dropping me a subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you on Ceres, SnooPSton, signing off. Just a small extra on this week's video. Swanee, you're a